rethink, let us reskill, and let us reboot ourselves. So with this, let us invite the keynote speaker for the day, Shri UN Khawareji. I've been knowing Mr. Khaware since long. He is my personal favorite. His knowledge and expertise in the field of school sector is actually unmatched. His tenure in KVS since 1995 was instrumental in setting up many path-breaking projects. He has worked in NIOS, the body of Government of India, as Secretary on Deputation. So you have also been associated with the organizations such as Ramakrishna Mission, Atomic Energy, All India Radio, and NABARD. At KVS, your focus area for innovation in assessments, examination, curriculum development, sports, games, and strengthening the pre-education sector, pre-primary education sector. Your knowledge and contribution is also in the field of training skills, mentoring, training policies, preparation of various course models. And we all are aware the Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan and Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, these come under the leading, the Government of India streams. And in fact, KVS is having more than 1,200 schools who is catering to and engaged with more than a million students over here in different parts of country, not only in India, but even how KVS has explored itself outside India, maybe in the countries like Moscow, Tehran, Kathmandu, etc. So under your leadership, sir, the KVS has involved in many growth aspects, and we have seen many reforms and developments in over there. So without wasting much time, let us invite, ladies and gentlemen, Shri UN Khaware. Welcome, sir. Over to you.
Sir, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Chandan, and entire team of ASMA. It is very nice privilege to have a topic which is very, very relevant today in the backdrop of COVID-19. And a technique, a tool which was considered to be quite optional now has become a mandatory. We have no choice except using technology and various online methodologies to reach out to the students. I will like to have 4 areas of my discussion today: National Education Policy 2020 and the technology. That aspect I will try to begin with. In COVID-19 scenario, I would like to explain how things should move. I would also like to highlight some technology innovations which have now become new normals. And I will also like to highlight the use of technology in my organizations such as Kendriya Vidyalayas and JNVs, which are very much, I think, relevant and similar to the different setups. Now, if you see the National Education Policy 2020, we find that now there is no teacher in the school and no student in the classroom. But then should education stop? As a precaution, we have to decide we cannot put our students into the danger of oblivion. The education must continue. And that's why the new education policy aspects we have also to see. Some of the features of the new education policy features, which I can highlight now in brief. First is importance of multilingual ability and mother tongue. Now, if that is that's an area which we have neglected, we gave over importance to English, and we just saw that everybody will have English as a medium of language. Now, after 7 decades of freedom, we have realized that a man cannot rise to the occasion, cannot have innovations and experimentation until unless he is given education in his own language. And India is a pluralistic country. There are so many languages. Even one language of yours, your state or district will not help you grow in the country. So you need to have many languages. The National Education Policy highlights the need that the students at the primary stage should be exposed to more than a few languages. And English is, of course, one of the languages. National Education Policy does not mean to undermine the importance of English. English has become very predominant part of our language and culture. There is a very good infrastructure for English, and to interact with the world community, English is the only foreign language which is so close to us that we can call it even our language. Now, one of the complaints about our education was that the curriculum was very much fixed. It was just fit all types of tailor-made things. Now, with the new education policy, we will have curriculum which will have the needs of the students at their various stages of life into the picture. Even the assessment will be also quite flexible. There is emphasis on the skill education. We all know that only 5% of our students in India are getting skill education, which is so small in comparison to South Korea's 95% of skill education. And all other good countries like maybe Finland or Denmark or Sweden or America or England or France, they have all their skill education component more than 60% of the entire education system. This is a very much neglected part till now, and I'm happy that this national education policy puts tremendous emphasis on skill education by mainstreaming it and by giving the flexibility to the learners to go for mainstreaming again, or to add a vocational subject while he is learning other academic subjects. Quality is also one aspect. Our classrooms are set up in such a way that we always promote and concentrate on mediocres, the middle level students. The people who are lagging behind continue to lag behind, and those who are very bright find our classrooms and education system very much boring. Now, with this new education policy, there is a fillip for those quality students who can even go for advanced classes, who can take other challenges and really make their education learning interesting. We also find budget allocation increased recommendation in the policy, which is very much required. And then teacher education. Teacher education is one part which we always think is neglected. If the teachers are good, students will be good. And if today's students are good, then tomorrow's teachers will also be good. So it will be a very nice, bright cycle. Now that this license given teaching certificates and diploma programs will end, a learner has to have a 4-year course in their education system. They have to choose before graduation whether they have to enter the education part or not. With all these things, I think teacher education will have a very new improvement systems. We also can have a COVID-19 scenario. That for this, I think you are inviting people to have this discussion. COVID-19 was completely uncalled for, unsolicited, unpredicted, unwanted danger. It comes after centuries. When we are caught by a pandemic like this, then everything is paralyzed. We can just imagine 100 years back, when these types of pandemics happened, we were more miserable and helpless. Now, even when we are not face to face, we can interact so nicely with the whole world. And that is the beauty of technology. This thing has been brought only by technology. So if we are good at technology, if we have the technological infrastructure, if we have the technological know-how, and if we are completely exposed to this, we are getting away from this COVID menace very easily. And this is a very big test. Those who neglected technology must be repenting now. Those who invested on technology must be happier now. With the technological advancement in their hands, they are not missing out so many things, as it simplifies access. It improves learning experience from anywhere, from any time. And the student can learn at their own pace. In classroom, if you attend, you will learn. If you don't attend, you miss out. Here, all the classes, the online classes also have the recorded options. A student who misses out can even do it, even revise it. They can help prepare for their future career with the help of technologies. There is a demand from the students that technology should be used more and more because it is flexible. And most importantly, the students need navigation skills. Today, the most important, significant skill with a student is whether he can navigate, whether he can get to the goal without getting digressed, without you missing concentration. So these are the days when the students have the taste of that. Many technological innovations in school education are being used, breaking the barriers of the classroom walls, like Skype, Zoom, Teams, WebEx, and many other tools, with the use of tablets and PCs, interactive whiteboards, Google Apps, digital libraries, Microsoft Skype, for example, virtual field trips, flipped classrooms, for example, Khan Academy is a nice example for that. And then ICT for children with special needs, like text to speech, speech recognition, word prediction, and finally, e-learning. But then there is constant side also. The challenges for the online learning or use of technology in learning, at least two I can count. One is how to convince parents and teachers that even online learning is possible. Learning is possible online. Our myth is that nothing can be taught when the teacher is not face to face. So there is this barrier which has to be broken, but fortunately and hopefully, students don't have this barrier. They are fully confident that they are as good as they are for the online learning or for the face-to-face teaching learning. They have no difference. They adapt so quickly that we don't have any problem from the students. Then there is another problem of infrastructure and bandwidth, which we cannot help, but with that, we have to move on. There are so many technologies, but I think in the days to come, the normal technology will become, these technology will become new normals, like virtual reality for interacting in 3D world, like artificial intelligence and machine learning to automate grading of subjects and providing feedback on areas that need improvement, enhance personalized learning, especially those with special needs, cloud computing for education, for resources which can be accessed from anywhere. It can also eliminate the hassles of carrying tons of books, chat live with the tutor. We also can have the fourth technological intervention of 3D printing. In Kendriya Vidyalayas and Navodaya Vidyalayas, where Atal Tinkering Labs are there, for the first time we have seen 3D printers. It makes the project job, innovative jobs and tinkering jobs so interesting and fun. Complex issues are simplified, prototypes can be built, and concepts which look very abstract and difficult can be made real. Social media is the fifth such tool for the education institutions. We can see the use of WhatsApp groups and Telegrams and Facebook and Twitters, which are exchanged among the students. The use of biometrics are always there. In Kendriya Vidyalaya also we use biometrics for attendance in some cases, facial recognition, fingerprints, voice recognition, eye tracking, etc. will be the need of the hour to make more transparency and reliability in the system. Because human beings tend to use some foul mechanisms to prove and for their vested interest. Use of technology, including CCTV, makes it very, very difficult. Now, as far as our schools are concerned, Kendriya Vidyalayas and Navodaya Vidyalayas, we use many technological interventions. The first intervention, you can say, it was computer lab, which was used to make our teachers sensitized to use computers for computer teaching computers. That we began with when we started with class 11 and 12 informatic practices, computer science, web designing, and from class 3 onwards for giving computer introductory knowledge. These computer labs were very much handy. Now their numbers have increased manifold. On an average, every KV will have more than 10 computer labs. The second intervention which was used for teaching purpose was whiteboards or digital boards. The teachers find it very easy to use interactive digital boards where they can write what they want to write, and they can get those things from the websites which will be relevant for their classrooms. They can make their lesson plannings with all these interventions in advance and use it in the classrooms so that students have a feel of learning things by visiting them. We have a project called ePragya, where we gave tablets to the students of class 8 4 years back of 25 schools in the country, which they found it very easy, especially to learn maths and science. We have Microsoft tools for the teachers. We have many other portals from Ministry of Education that we are using and our learners are using. Use of cloud is very important. All Navodayas and Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan use the NIC cloud for keeping their data in a very big quantity. We also introduced digital language labs in Kendriya Vidyalayas. The number must have crossed now to 500, where the languages can be learned in a language learning mode with monitor, with headphones, and with all those speech therapy tools. We have e-office. The entire Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan regional offices have been now governed by e-office. These files, papers are used up to the minimum. We also have online admission. Every year you might have observed in class 1, we have an advertisement for class 1 admission for 1 lakh and odd seats. More than a million admission are sought, and everything is taken care of by the system. The fees of the students are also collected online with UBI portal. We also run online classes. Now we are only running online classes because students are not in the schools, and whatever learning is happening in Kendriya Vidyalayas or Navodaya Vidyalayas are only due to the success of the online classes. We also have collaborations with major IT companies. Recently, we also chose to have a mobile device management to just see what is the efficacy and use of our computers and other things. Finally, I would like to just give a message of this new education policy once again. This new education policy and this coronavirus both have taught a very big lesson to us. Atmanirbhar. You have to be self-dependent. If we are not self-dependent, we cannot sail in this, I think, tough ocean. So Atmanirbhar Bharat has certain aspects which are very much relevant for education also, like auto learning. The students now need to learn to learn. They have to learn by themselves most of the cases. The knowledge is so big, and the change in the knowledge system is so fast that if you cannot update yourself, and if you wait others will update you, you will become obsolete in 1 year. So you always have to become self-auto learner. Second thing is curiosity. Curiosity cannot be injected into you. It has to be, it is already there in us. Every child is curious. A 4-year-old children ask 100 questions per day, but 40-year person, they do not ask any question. That is the problem. We have stopped being natural, but now this curiosity is not optional. We have to be curious to know many things. Once you are curious, the gates of knowledge will automatically open. And we have to learn how to assess ourselves. Why to depend on the others to assess? Why they will give a certificate, whether I am good at maths or bad at maths. Can I not learn to assess myself? In class 10, where I should have been, and now where I am. If I can assess myself on this count, improvement is very easy and motivation is very, very handy. The art of introspection is always important, will always remain important. And in this age of education, we have to keep on introspecting and retrospecting so that we don't miss out the roads. Competition with others is not required. You will never go to anywhere by competing with others, because it will be a luck, sheer luck. If you are competing with a weak, even you will become strong even when you are a weak person. If you are competing with a very strong person and you are also strong, but even then you will feel weak. So there is no point in competing with others. Compete with yourself. In 2020 January, if I was there in 2021 January, whether I have advanced. So that is competing with self is the order of the day. And then specialization. We have to specialize in some of the areas so that we also can help others. Everybody cannot specialize in every area, but everybody can know something of other area if someone else is specialized in that area. The very theme of education that our forefathers said, Sa Vidyaya Vimuktaye. That means the education is one which liberates, and one who is liberated, one who is free, must be self-dependent. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Great, sir. So thank you so much for setting up the right tone. So whatever points you discussed and you discussed through your speech is actually very relevant in the kind of the transition phase which we are going through COVID areas. And the discussion point of today's event was again on technology, innovation, and how to implement the education policy. Is you have set the right tone. It will be helpful for the other coming panelists to understand it better and to take in right direction. I admire the way in your leadership, sir, the way the KVS has grown, and it's one of the leading autonomous body of the Government of India and the Ministry of Education, and with thousands of schools and again 1 million of students, and with the kind of changes which you have brought in such a big educational institution of Government of India, with all the new age learning is really inspiring, and people are actually hearing you, they are listening you, and those who follow you, they really admire the kind of work which these leading organizations under such a strong leadership under leaders like you are doing that thing. So thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation and coming, and we thought that this audience should be addressed, and we are happy that you were here, sir. In many of the forums, we'll keep on inviting you, and we think that your blessings and patronage will keep on coming. So if time allows, sir, you can